Hello everyone, I'm Megan Malumbi, and I will be showing you a practical application of the IBM Blue Mix using the Internet of Things. So for today's problem, we are going to imagine that we are a company that transports vaccines around the country to different hospitals. This is similar to a scenario we were presented in one of the earlier chapters. They've been having problems with vaccines getting too hot or too cold by the time they arrive at their destination, and they want to solve this problem and prevent future issues like this from occurring. By using IBM's Internet of Things platform, they will be able to monitor when the temperature gets too cold or hot, send updates to personnel or other programs about these statuses, and be able to figure out when and why there are temperature drops or increases. The following three links you will need in order to follow along in this tutorial. Once you have created your account, it will bring you to your IBM Bluemix dashboard. First, you're going to want to click the catalog. This brings you to many services and applications available. And what is neat about this is that they can all build upon one another, which we will see more of later. But first, I'm going to scroll down to the Data and Analytics section. Which pertains most to things in our class for business intelligence and expert decision systems. Some features to note is the insights for Twitter, which provides social and media analysis, the predictive analytics service, and the streaming analytics. Scrolling back to the top, we have what are called boilerplates. These provide a foundation for new users to get started building whatever they want to create. For today's problem, I'm going to utilize the Internet of Things platform starter. We'll go ahead and click that. On this page, you must name a unique host name and then hit create. Before we continue further, we need to add a device to our Internet of Things. Since we need to keep track of the temperature of the freezers carrying around the vaccines, we will add a device that keeps track of the temperature, humidity, and the vaccine or the object's temperature. So we're going to navigate to that page here. IBM provides an example of what a potential sensor can be. But in a real-world situation, we would also be connecting GPS devices, sensors that keep track of when doors are opened or closed, and so on. Here, you can swipe between those different trackers, humidity, object's temperature, just general temperature, and change those temperatures manually. Of course, again, in a real-world situation, this would automatically be picking up and changing as the temperature changes. Note the sensor's ID up in the right-hand corner. We're going to copy that and use it to add it to our Internet of Things platform. So in the third link that I provided, this is the quick start addition to help you add your devices to your Internet of Things platform. You're going to click I accept IBM's term of use. You're going to paste, click go. And now you can see that the temperatures are being processed in real time. Here we'll change some numbers so that we can see that. And you'll see your temperature drop. You can also change it to the humidity if you like, and see those values coming in as well. Good, and we're going to hit the routes link located here. This brings us to the Node-RED in Bluemix, which is a visual tool for wiring the Internet of Things. Now we're going to click Go to your Node-RED Flow Editor. Here you can see how the information goes from the sensor, goes through a filter to either safe or danger, and sends it to the CPU status. So first things first, we're going to connect our sensor. So we're going to double click the IBM Internet of Things app box. In the device ID, we're going to paste the sensor's ID, click OK, and then hit deploy. So let's get our device ID. And then we're going to hit done and deploy. Successfully deployed. So now if we click the device ID and the debug button, we will see that the data is flowing in. The temperature is 20 within safe limits. But let's go back to the sensor and see what happens when the temperature gets really high. So let's increase it. Oops. See, now the temperature is critical. So in this instance, we want to be able to notify our personnel or even another computer system that the temperature is reaching a critical high and either someone needs to check on it or the freezer needs to increase its temperature. So in the left-hand side under output, we're going to push out SMS notifications onto whichever status we choose. In this case, we're going to choose when it is in the danger zone. So Twilio is a system that pushes SMSs out. So we're going to connect it, and then we're going to double click it to configure it. So here you would just input who you want the SMS to be sent to and their name. And then you would hit deploy. There are also many other push notifications to include TCPs, serials, and so on. For demonstration purposes, we're going to go ahead and delete this node since it won't actually be sending out any SMS. So now that we've solved some real-time issues, we can figure out how to solve future problems by looking at the data analytics. First, we're going to turn off the device and the computer status by clicking these buttons. So now we're going to create our database by dragging and dropping the Cloudant device here, and we're going to configure it. We're going to name the database Sensor Demo, and then the name is just going to be DB because that's the name that it will be in the Node-RED flowchart. Click Done. We're going to connect it so that all the data that flows through the device is now going to the database. And then we're going to hit Deploy. Place I also want to point all of the other features that you can connect here. You can connect weather insights, and also most especially you can connect IBM Watson to this. He can provide a lot of insights, searching, language translation. It just depends on what you're trying to do. The news, I mean the features are endless here. Navigating back to your dashboard, we are going to view our data and ensure it is coming in properly. We're going to go to here. Scroll down to Cloudant NoSQL DB. Click it. We're going to hit Launch. Now you can see both databases. By clicking our Sensor Demo database, we will see the actual data, change it if necessary, and even be able to query it. From here, we can also create a data warehouse for long-term analysis and data mining. By clicking Warehousing, and then create a -DB warehouse. You're going to have to log in again to verify. We're going to name it Sensor Warehouse. And then the data source we're going to be pulling from, in this case, would be Sensor Demo. And there it's already populating. You can see it there. We're going to create a warehouse. Now we're going to open it in another feature called -DB. This is what is great about the IBM Bluemix and all the interoperability. Without having to export data to different software systems, you can have it all in one place. So we're going to click Tables, and then we're going to choose the sensor demo, and this will give us all of our data. Then we do some analysis on this by going to Analytics and running R scripts. Here, utilizing R, we will be able to run scripts to have a better understanding of where and why the temperature changes and make decisions to prevent this in the future. Clicking the Addition button, we will select our table and all of its columns. And here is where, and click Apply, and this is where you would paste your scripts. For demonstration purposes, IBM, however, provides analytics and data visualizations for other different scenarios. So, for instance, here you can visualize the education level by gender. Here would be the script, and hit Submit. And this will provide automatic neat visualizations from your databases. In summary, the IBM Bluemix Internet of Things is a highly customizable, ever-expanding service to businesses where they can manage data from the beginning to the end user. The reason this service is unique is because it incorporates the many computers embedded into our everyday lives and the data that is created from them. Although in this scenario we only had a temperature sensor, one could connect phone data, wearable devices, Twitter feeds, power sensors, and so on. The IBM Bluemix is a direct response to the major shift in reliance on computers in every aspect of our life and creates a way to connect them all while providing deep analysis of the big data that these devices create. I hope you all enjoyed this presentation, and please leave any questions or comments